My name is Daniel Foster, and I still remember the exact moment my heart broke in a way I didn't know was possible. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It happened quietly, behind a closed bedroom door, when I walked into my daughter's room and found her crying over words that should never have been spoken to a child. I had just come home from work and noticed the house was unusually quiet. My daughter, Lily Foster, was normally talking, singing, or at least making some kind of noise. That silence felt wrong. I called her name, got no response, and walked down the hallway toward her room. Her door was half open. Lily Foster was sitting on her bed, knees pulled to her chest, her face buried in her hands. She didn't hear me at first. I stood there for a moment frozen, because parents instinctively know when something is deeply wrong. This wasn't a scraped knee or a bad day at school. This was heavier. I sat beside her and gently said her name. She looked up quickly, trying to wipe her tears, already apologizing for crying. That alone made my chest tighten. No child should feel the need to apologize for pain. I asked her what happened. At first, she said nothing. She stared at the wall, her fingers twisting the edge of her blanket. I told her she wasn't in trouble. I told her she was safe. Slowly, the words came out. She told me about the family gathering earlier that day. How some relatives had been talking when they thought she couldn't hear. How they compared her to other children. How they joked about her being too sensitive and not tough enough. One of them had said she would never make it far if she stayed the way she was. Lily Foster repeated their words quietly, like she was afraid saying them out loud would make them true. I felt something sharp rise in me, but I kept my voice calm. Anger wouldn't help her heal. She needed steadiness. She needed to see that her feelings mattered more than anyone's opinion. I asked her what she felt when she heard those things. She said it made her feel small, invisible, like something was wrong with her. She asked me if they were right. That question almost broke me. I told Lily Foster the truth. I told her sensitivity is not weakness. It's awareness. It's empathy. It's the ability to feel deeply in a world that often refuses to slow down. I told her that people who mock kindness usually do so because they don't understand it. She listened closely, tears still falling, but softer now. I also told her something else. I told her that when adults say harmful things, it says more about their limitations than her worth. I told her she didn't need to earn respect by becoming harder. She deserved it exactly as she was. Then I did something I hadn't planned. I apologized. Not because I caused it, but because I hadn't protected her from it sooner. I told her that was my responsibility, and I would take it seriously from now on. That night, after Lily Foster fell asleep, I sat alone and replayed everything. I realized I had spent years tolerating small comments from family, brushing them off to keep peace. I told myself it wasn't worth conflict. But silence had consequences. And my daughter paid for it. The next day I addressed it. I didn't yell. I didn't attack. I spoke clearly. I told my family that comments about my child's personality, strength, or future were unacceptable. I said that if they couldn't speak with respect, they wouldn't have access to her. There was pushback. There were excuses. But I didn't negotiate. When it comes to your child's sense of self, boundaries are not optional. In the weeks that followed, Lily Foster slowly returned to herself. She laughed more freely. She stopped asking if she was too much or not enough. But I stayed vigilant. Words linger longer in children than adults realize. That moment in her bedroom changed me. It taught me that being a parent isn't just about providing food and shelter. It's about guarding the invisible things: confidence, safety, self-worth. Family doesn't get a free pass to wound. Love doesn't excuse harm. And peace that requires a child to stay silent is not peace at all. I walked into my daughter's room expecting to tuck her in. I walked out knowing my priorities had shifted forever. And if standing up makes others uncomfortable, I can live with that. My daughter's tears reminded me of something simple and unshakable. Protecting her heart matters more than protecting anyone else's pride.